All right, you know what it is. This one's about Diddy's celebrity secret tapes found by the feds. Diddy's celebrity secret tapes found by the feds. Thousands of hours of the staff committing crimes with Diddy, allegedly, was found. That's what we're going to talk about. Sit back, enjoy the ride, and let me do what I got to do. All right? All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. This was about Diddy's secret tapes found by the feds. Thousands of hours of crimes with his staff, alleged crimes. The feds were able to recover hundreds of thousands of hours of videos reported by Nancy Grace. You know when Nancy Grace get on the case, it's a wrap because she got that mainstream media where it's no longer just a YouTube gossip-seeking rat bastards that just want something to talk about. Nancy Grace, she talked to the European rat bastards that just want something to talk about. All right? Now, videos of Sean Combs and his staff, doing wrongdoing, right? More and more celebrities are moving away from Diddy because he's about to bring the whole ship down. You see 50 Cent got the little thing going on up there, you know what I mean? Round of applause to 50 Cent. He's very entertaining. Round of applause to 50. All right, calm down. Let me tell you about 50. Hold on, man. Look, now, 50, so you understand. 50 got a joint where he's saying, like, he walks in the room and he acting like Diddy, like, yo, did Jay answer yet? Did Jay answer yet? Now, that joint is so funny because he's saying that Jay-Z ain't even answered his call, You remember that joint? Yo, I beeped you. Why you ain't beat me back? You know what I mean? Yo, I text you. Why you ain't text me back? That's what Diddy going through now with all his friends because they say he getting ready to bring down the ship, right? Diddy was expected to be indicted and arrested in a matter of days, but the feds are going to take a little longer. When the feds move in, right, and we talk about the Homeland Security, I'm going to keep it 100. I don't even know if Homeland Security was out when I was on the street, but they didn't come after me. And I know when they come, you talking about protecting the country, not just as the feds and the DEA and the rest of the alphabet boys protecting the country, but we talking about protecting the infrastructure of what comes in the country and what goes out the country. So Homeland Security getting on that, no doubt in my mind, from what I've been through in my experience, that Diddy's going down, The feds have what they call like a 98% conviction rate. And the crazy thing is 97% of that conviction rate goes to rat bastards and people that just plead out and don't even go to trial. I'm one of that 1% that goes to trial. Not saying that to brag, just keeping you know what time it is, because I refuse to let them get me, seize my money, seize my cars, seize my homes, and I don't make them spend their money to get it. You know what I mean? So I took their ass to trial. My trial cost over $2 million, So, the few million they took from me, they had to spend a couple of million to get it. There was no way I was just going to plead guilty and let them get it like that. We're not going to do it. You know what I mean? Well, the feds feel, that they're going to take a little bit more time because they got so much, hours of tapes and other evidence from the raid that they did. Now, it all stemmed from this man's, lawsuit. That's Little Rod. Little Rod is an interesting character. Let me tell you how Little Rod played out, why I say he's interested. Little Rod, he sat there, he said he was on a yacht, in a studio on a yacht. Yo, my man had a studio in a yacht, and they out in the middle of the Mediterranean, and he sends Cuba Gooding Jr. in the room, in the studio with Little Rod. Allegedly, he fondled his sack and, touched him inappropriately and was groping him, and Little Rod didn't go in his mouth. Instead, he sucked it up, made videotapes and said, I'm going to get a payday if this dude get funny on the money, because I already knew that Jadakiss and other people had to go at him to get the bag because he don't like to pay. So Little Rod was accumulating evidence, you know what I mean, to come back and get him. Now, right, they're going to be combing through all of that footage, like, oh my God, this is so crazy, They got to comb through all that footage, So the case, the indictment's not coming soon, but it's coming soon. You better believe it. See, what they could do is they could just drop the indictment right now enough to pull him in, make a spectacle of him, pull him up off his throne, and let the internet go crazy with it, and then come back and continue to do the investigation and do something that they call a superseding indictment. So I'm letting you know, when the first indictment comes out on Diddy, because there will be one coming, they didn't spend, you know how much money it costs to get the Homeland Security there with all the tanks and everything else that you see behind me at the scene? That was over $1 million easy. Because don't forget, these officers got to get paid. It's a stress environment. It's a dangerous environment. So they get paid triple what they normally pay to go out on a raid. And then the hours they took. There was times when they sat there, they found tapes and a thing. And I bet you they sat back and they watched it. I said, man, I didn't know such and such was doing this. I didn't know such and such was, he cipher, monkey cipher. The reality of it is that, he's innocent until proven guilty. He's not even charged yet. But from what I'm seeing, he will be charged. You know what I mean? Now, the civilians and the taxpayers paid for the trials. So that's why I apologize all the time for, me selling drugs and poisoning the community, because I also took a lot of money out your pocket, by making you have to pay for a trial, But there's no way I was giving up my millions without them spending a couple of million. I'm just a different breed. But that's where we at with that. Now, there's a dude named Moy Bond, right? He's allegedly pointed out in the lawsuit as the one who hires all the sex workers for Diddy. Right? So he's supposed to be like the madam. In the street terminology, he's called a bottom bitch. A bottom bitch is the one close to you that keep all the other bitches in order. That's Moy Bond. That's what they labeled him as, in the lawsuit, right? So, they could sleep with people, that Diddy had for them to sleep with, and he makes videotapes of them doing what they got to do. So I'm going to break this down for you. You ain't going to get it nowhere else like you're going to get it right here at Unique Mecca Audio, right? So Moy Bond, right, he allegedly pointed out in a lawsuit as one of the hirees, one of the hirees of, the sex workers for Diddy, so that they could sleep with the people that Diddy chose to actually allegedly film, right? Now, he's going to be the first one to flip. Watch what I tell you. Moy Bond is going to be the first one to flip on Diddy, just so you understand. Because they had a thing that they used to say in the feds, they slipped a couple of rat bastards, in my unit. And I was, privy to be with these scumbags, before they actually went and flipped. And used to hear them talking about, who was going to get down first, So we know my prediction is that Moy Bond is going to get down first, right? Now, allegedly involved is Stevie J. I'm saying allegedly because, I'm not going to put no bones on nobody. But allegedly Stevie J was involved, that he also recruited sex workers and also participated in the freak-offs. So they saying that Diddy used to send Stevie J like to Magic City, and tell him, go get me 5 red bone, 3 Puerto Ricans, and 2 chocolate females. That's how Diddy was using, allegedly, Stevie J. But then they said that he showed, Little Rob said that he was showing a tape by Diddy of Stevie in compromising positions with a European, I don't believe that until Little Rod produced the tape. He said he was making all this and he got thousands of videos, hours of videos of that Puffy used to take pictures with his phone and videos with his phone, and, he also took videos. So let's see this tape with Stevie, But a lot of stuff is going to come out, so I might be wrong, But I'm not going to put that bone on Stevie like that, Now, right, so you understand. Mr. Combs, right? He stayed. They said that he stayed high off of gummies and pills that were often stored, in black Prada bags and purses and fanny packs, is what the court documents allege, right? Then he stayed high off of gummies. How many of y'all out there use gummies? Put that in the comments. Where's the crime in the gummies? Not defending Diddy. I'm just trying to bring content for y'all to answer these questions, right? Then we got another one named Fahim Muhammad, who's listed. Role is the head of security and operation. He's allegedly listed as the one who covered up the shooting of the guy in the recording studio bathroom that went by the name of G, that was Little Rod's homie, that Little Rod witness. And then they turned around and said that Diddy told them to say that dude got shot on a drive-by on the street, and he stumbled into the studio, and like Little Rod said, he had to go past all the security, that they got mad security, because ain't nobody run up in no studio with Diddy and all the rappers. So, that sounds a little crazy, for them to even say that he was shot by a drive-by and he came in. If he got shot by a drive-by, he came in, just to keep it 100, they would have dealt with it right there at the front desk and told you, lay your ass down on this carpet or on this cold concrete, let me call you an ambulance. They're not going to take him in the bathroom and try and pack him up. That sounds sketchy off the rip. So, I'm not defending Diddy, not defending anybody, but that story, Diddy sounds sketchy. I got to keep it 100 to the people. Now, 50 Cent baby mother was listed as a staff worker and was on the payroll, as another one of his bottom bitches, What's her name? Daphne Joy. She a bad mother. Let me ride and tell you about Daphne Joy. I remember when they had the Source magazine out, the Show magazine, and what's that other one? The King magazine. They had all these magazines that they used to have the pretty women in a bikini. They took the penetration magazines out, and there was no, private genitals allowed to be shown. So we used to order like the Show magazine. They had the best glossy color pictures where it felt like the female was right in front of you when you got your joint off, right? So Daphne Joy was one of them that many of prisoners, as we say in prison, we gunned them down, you know what I mean? And shot all over the pages on her face. Right? No disrespect to her, 50, because that's his baby mother. I'm just telling you what happens in the prison. Daphne Joy was a jailhouse favorite, right? But they said that she was one of his bottom bitches that also worked, for Diddy and was on the payroll. I just want to know, how are they going to explain why they was giving Daphne Joy money? She a little, exotic looking female, beautiful, gorgeous. 50, you chose a beautiful baby mother, so let's just say that for the record, right? Now, all the freak off allegations, they peak from the Fed's interest in, and the reason that they stormed the home of Diddy was because of Little Rod's lawsuit, because he laid it out. He even laid out the RICO. You know what I mean? So Little Rod is really detrimental to Diddy and instrumental to the feds. Let's get that straight. Those videos contain that they said, right, that they got, that Little Rod spoke on they have, right? They said that those videos allegedly contain shocking evidence that can put Diddy away forever. Diddy's case is gonna make R. Kelly's case look like Disneyland once the review of the tapes is put public. And they're going public. So y'all sit back, enjoy the ride, and just be patient in all I'm saying. Don't condemn the man behind me based on social media running their mouth and everybody got their conspiracy theories about Diddy and all that, because none of this is to defend them, because what's in the dark will come to the light. And if Diddy's involved in all of this, which it sure looks like he is, just a speculation from the outside looking in, but it will be revealed. Them people didn't run up in that house and didn't know what they was looking for and how to find what they was looking for. So let's get that straight. Now, that's the reason why all of Diddy's, electronic devices was confiscated. So you know how you got a phone. You know how you get a phone and, Okay, like me, I got SIM cards for my phone. I don't have one around here. You know, I had an Android and I had to put the little USD card, what the SSD card, whatever you call it, you know, in the joint. And when it get filled, I take it out. And when I take it out, I put another one in and then I leave it on the table. So now let's say the feds run up in here and they grab these little SSD and let's say I had incriminating stuff on it. They'll find it because we don't even think that the feds are coming. So the same way I misplaced that little SSD card at times is the same way that he misplaced the phone, his SSD, his hard drive, his terabyte, and everything else that kept his alleged freak material on. So it will be revealed because, like they say, you know, what's in the dark will come to the light. But the feds come in the light. Remember that. Dark is dark, but the feds is the light because they're going to expose all this. And when this is exposed, so many celebrities is going to be exposed. There's so much of them already getting lawyers. There's so much to them. If they were smart, they'll be grabbing their money and pulling a Russell Simmons to go to a little private island. You got enough money, go buy your island, live happily after, and try and get somewhere where they ain't got no extradition, is what I would say. Diddy thought that he could, allegedly do his dirt and get away with it, but he did not know that the feds watch everyone. And they listen to everything. The feds is on there watching this video that I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? That's just how the feds work, so you understand. The feds watch everything, you know? And Little Rod put the spotlight on them, and that's what's going on. The feds said that Diddy and all of his associates will be looking at some serious federal time. I'm telling you from experience, they are looking at a lot of time. R. Kelly came off lucky with 30 years. You know, in some country, they would have just chop, his knots off. You know what I mean? So instead, they got him sitting in jail for 30 years while he's praying that his culprits and his cohorts wind up getting picked up. So, right now he's cheering and throwing parties and twerking and everything else in the day room. You know what I mean? Watching the TV, rooting for the feds to bring down Diddy because that's how our people are. Misery loves company. R. Kelly is miserable in prison, so right now he's praying for Diddy to come in. He's praying for Jay-Z to come in. He's praying for Meek Mills to come in. He's praying for Stevie J to come in, and everybody else that we ain't even hear about yet that's going to be in these alleged tapes. Now, the feds, right, said that Diddy's associates, like I said, is looking at a lot of time. Jay-Z is also allegedly on the hook and linked to the death of his side chick. Did you hear what I just said? Right? Jay-Z, right? We all love Jay-Z. When I was in the prison, right? Let me ride with the prison for a minute. Let me ride. When I was in the prison, you couldn't ask a dude from New York who was, their favorite rapper. Everybody would say Jay-Z. Cause remember that Reasonable Doubt? Come on, dog. Remember that Reasonable Doubt? Dame Dash turned it up with him. He brought the Harlem flavor to Brooklyn, and Beanie Siegel brought the Philly flavor to, Brooklyn. And you had Brooklyn on lock. Everybody ate. That's the way that went down. But like I said, so Jay-Z is being investigated for the alleged 2011 death of Kathy White, his mistress. Kathy was allegedly caught creeping with Jay-Z in 2010. So Kathy White was allegedly caught creeping with Jay-Z in 2010. The autopsy supported and stated she had a brain aneurysm and she was only 28 years old. So that's what's going on. Now, Kathy's plan was to go public with her alleged affair with Jay-Z, which is, allegedly, probably why, Solange put her damn hands on Jay-Z in the elevator and put the mates on him. Remember when Solange went crazy and they didn't even know how to, take it like, whoa, what was she going crazy about? Now we got something to look at for you conspiracy theories and rat bastards that want to run up with it. Now, so you understand. Now, Kathy was also good friends with Claudia Jordan, who was convinced an A-list rapper had her friend killed. Kathy's friend, Claudia Jordan, is convinced that they had Kathy killed. Kathy was also good friends, like I said, with Claudia Jordan. Jay-Z will suffer, right? Will suffer the same alleged fate of Diddy that Diddy's facing now, which is lawsuits, allegations of shooting, drugs, and everything else, because that's how they bring our people down. Jay-Z is also now being hooked to Big Mike's death, allegedly. Mind you. So we're going to say it differently. Allegedly, Jay-Z is also now being hooked to Big Mike's death. So these are the things they're going to be looking at so y'all understand, right? Now, Fahim Muhammad. Let's talk about, the good brother Fahim Muhammad. Right? Fahim Muhammad is directly going down, for covering up the alleged shooting in the recording studio, right? The feds are looking into a slew of shooting directly linked to Diddy. They even got the girl that got shot in the face saying that it was Diddy that plugged her. No disrespect. That was Diddy that, I just talk street. So when I say plugged, it's not the disrespect, Well, let me say it proper because the rat bastard's going to run with something. Let me see how to say it. The young lady that got, shot in the face is saying that it was Diddy that actually shot her in the face. All right, we're going to take the word plug out because the rat bastards. As a matter of fact, let me get a rat bastard 3 seconds to get out. All right, and take this with you on the way out. All right, now I can continue with my ladies and gentlemen that just want to hear the real from a gangster channel, from a gangster about how they going to treat these brothers. Now, right? So, Diddy has a bunch of alleged bodies under his belt. The feds think Diddy got a bunch of bodies, that he was this big hitman and he paid to have these people hit and things like that. And a few survivors that could still talk about it, right? Now, the young lady that got shot in the face, she actually has said that Diddy shot her from the start. She said that from the start, but Sean took the rap because this is what we do. Let me ride. This is how it works on the street, Ron. See, I'm giving you a lot of content right now. This is how it works on the street. On the street, if two people is in the car, one is the boss that's feeding everyone, that's getting all the drugs or putting out all the hits, you know what I mean? Got the distribution deal. If one of the underlings get caught with them, it's the underling's responsibility to claim the rap. So you rat bastards that don't like the facts of what I just said, sit on that. All right, let me do that quick so they don't catch it. But you know what I mean? That's how I'm at with it. And that's the bottom line. If I'm in the car, right? If I'm in the car with Jay-Z, Jay-Z's a billionaire. I'm just a nobody. I'm just a washed up kingpin, did 26 years, come home trying to get his life back together. If I'm with Jay-Z in the car, right? Even though I got a long, extensive record, even though it'll put me in jail for 15 years saying that, I'm a felon in the possession of a firearm. So that carries 15 years off the rip. If I'm in the car with Jay-Z and I know Jay-Z got a gun in the car, even if I don't know Jay-Z got a gun in the car, just me being an old gangster from the street, you understand? If we get pulled over, it's my responsibility to claim that, to keep him out there, and then he takes care of me and my family until I get out. You remember Biggie and his boy, what was his name? D-Dot, if I'm not mistaken, the one that took the rap for the joint and went up north when Biggie started his career, and when he came home, Biggie plugged him in and did what he had to do with him, the one that was caught up in Quad Studio, because that's what we do on the street. That's why I'm telling you, don't go on the street. If you don't agree with anything that I'm saying, you're on the right path. And you're saying, I'm twisted because I would take the 15 years for Jay-Z or whoever I'm in the car with that could take care of me and my family that's going somewhere that it'll hurt more to go to jail than me. So you rat bastards that don't understand that, stay off the streets. Stay out the game. Stay out the gang. If you're in the car and you're a gang member, right? If you're in the car and you got your big triple OG in the car and he got a gun on him and the police pull you over, it's your responsibility to claim it. period. Did you hear what I just said? If you're in the car with your triple OG and you get pulled over with a gun in the car, even if it's your triple OG's gun, it's not your gun or none of that, and you're in the gang and you know that he's going to carry a gun, you might not know he had a gun at that time. So let's even break it down further so you understand. You don't even know that he got a gun in the car. But you and your triple OG get pulled over, and now they talk about locking the head of the gang up. It's your responsibility to step up and claim that. If you don't agree with that, you're on the right path. Stay away from the gangs. Stay away from the triple OGs that's still active. Can't tell it to you no better than that. That's why the Cash App is there. Let me explain something about the Cash App. When you go to the Cash App and you put in the dollar amount and you're sending it, make sure when you send it, you hit the logo. That's the little red logo or whatever color logo, but my logo is red. The scumbag made a purple logo. But even the purple logo, if you think that's me by mistake or whatever, you just push that logo. It'll show you when the Cash App was created. And if it don't say it was created in June 2020, don't send a dime, because God will bring the scumbag to me. And I'll deal with that. Now, so that's where we at, right? So Little Rod states that Diddy and his son was involved in Rob's friend G's murder in the recording studio bathroom back in September 12th, 2022. That's the one that's going to hurt Diddy, because that's recent. That's within the statute of limitations. See the joint where Shorty got shot in the face and she said she got the bullet, and from day one she stood on the same story that was Diddy that did it. Yeah, she stood on the story that was Diddy that did it. You know what I mean? So that gave her thing some credence. But when they pulled the bullet out the face, because she's offering to take the bullet, do a ballistics on it, and you'll see that that wasn't the gun they shot, went down for whatever, and they're going to try and bring it up. But Diddy can't go to jail. Excuse me, can't go to jail for it because that's outside the statute of limitation. So Diddy can't go to jail for that, you know, shooting with Shine and J-Lo. But it's more bad deeds, and then she'll be able to take his ass to civil court to sue him for a bag, because she could get him for the wrongful attempted murder of shooting her in the face. Just so you understand. Now, they are allegedly saying from Little Rod's lawsuit, right? From Little Rod's lawsuit, that Diddy ran a RICO enterprise. And the crazy part is Little Rod's lawyer, right? He wrote out a whole structure of how Diddy's RICO went to put it in a lawsuit. So what the feds did is they took that structure that Little Rod's lawyer wrote, showing, you know, his bottom bitch, his top bitch, his recruiters, you know what I mean? It drug mules that carried the pills and the gummies he liked to smoke, and the European that got caught at the airport in Opalaka the day they raided the house. All that falls under the 5 or more people that they have to prove was involved in the RICO. Now, just so you understand. Now, so we got that straight. Y'all with me? All right, just want to make sure everybody's with me, all right? And we're going to get this thing right. Now, right, so then now we also have Little Rob stated that Diddy allegedly instructed him to lie to the police about, you know, G's friend, about Little Rod's friend G getting shot and, you know, died in the bathroom at the studio when they said that him and Justin went to the other side. Now, that just pulled Justin in. Here it is, Justin's son. And like I say, kids is off limits. You know what I mean? But when the son is involved in the shooting and he's over age, and, you know what I mean, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, you know. But Justin, you're not off limits. You was grown. If this happened, it's allegedly stated that it happened, then you will get your just dues. And we, as a race of black people, is not supposed to be happy of the takedown of Puffy's son or even Puffy, but Puffy deserved to be punished if he's guilty in a court of law by a jury of his peers for any one of these acts. Not all, any one of these acts, he deserved to be punished. That's how that play out. All right, so we got that straight. So now, that occurred, you know, at the studio in the bathroom where they tried to tell, you know, Little Rod said Diddy and Justin allegedly told him to say dude got shot on the sidewalk and a drive-by and stumbled in the studio past all this security that Little Rod laid out in the lawsuit could never have happened, right? Now, the Chalice Studio, they call it the Chalice Studio, right? And the Challenge Studio security is not cooperating with the police because they're not releasing any of the surveillance tapes from that night. But they're going to get it. You know what I mean? But that's going to pull him in to get an obstruction of justice, stop an investigation, and his ass going to be threatened with going to jail too, and he's going to tell everything. That's the way it works. These are all civilians trying to be gangsters. That's why I say don't even get involved in the street so you ain't got to try and play a gangster. You ain't got to get caught up in what a gangster get caught up in. Just get your life together, man. And you know, there's school and all that going on. Now, the Challenge Studio stated that, you know, to the police that it was a robbery, you know what I mean, that happened away from the studio, right? So now, we're going to get to talking about the people that's responsible for their own actions in a second, right? But now we're going to get to this. Sources say that the real, check this out. Sources say that the real alleged baby daddy, right? Baby daddy of Justin is my man Wolf. This is one of the things that they run around saying. They run around saying that Wolf is Justin's father. I don't know where they get that from. What was you in the room when they had sex? But this is how crazy it is that anything goes on the internet, right? So Diddy's son Christian was also named in the lawsuit involving in drugs and assault and is currently, right? And is currently in the works, according to a lawyer named Blackburn. Right? Diddy's son Christian was also named in a lawsuit involving drugs and assault, right? And is currently in the works with the feds putting an indictment to bring down Diddy's son. All this started, that's why I left my man's picture up there, Lil Rod. All this started because the Lil Rod lawsuit that laid out a whole roadmap of everything that went down, so you understand. Diddy's son Christian, right? Feel sorry for that young man. Because you know, a child do what a father do. You remember Marvel? You know, let's ride again. You remember the DC sniper? You know, remember Marvel was with his stepfather, where they was hiding in the back of a trunk using snipers and innocent people getting gas down there in the, you know, the DMV area. You know, this was a child like 16 years old. And of course, he's going to do his stepfather, a military dude, man. The government said, come on, we're going to go smoke some Europeans. You know what I mean? The kid don't know no better. Love his father. He did it. You know, Justin don't know no better. You know, he want to do what he got to do. You know, so that's where that went. So now they found hundreds of thousands of hours of film footage implicating a lot of people that would ruin their lives forever unless they become rat bastards and tell it all, which I'm telling you, they will. Ain't nobody gonna hold no weight for Diddy. Let's stop it. You know what I mean? Like you know, what's my man Monty Hall said? Let's make a deal. And that's where all the rat bastards come out and make a deal to bring down Diddy. You know what I mean? So that's where we at. Misha and Mary was also allegedly, let me strongly say, allegedly in a hotel in the 90s having sex with a 16-year-old boy named Danny Boy. These are the crazy stories on YouTube. Let this play out. Misha and Mary is both innocent until proven guilty, and they're not even charged, but this is the stuff they're yelling on social media, right? So we could just get that right. Now, let me get to some of this, right? She actually said that, the girl said that Diddy shot her in the face from day one, right? Don't forget Jenny from the block carrying the Glock. You know what I mean? Don't forget, they said that Jenny from the block, a.k.a. J-Lo, a.k.a. Jennifer Lopez, was the one carrying the Glock the night when the young lady got shot in the face. Now, Jenny is even up for grabs because they're going to bring all that back. And remember, J-Lo had the European managers and publicists and handlers. They said, man, you need to get away from that nigga and run like a thief in the night. You know what I mean? Because that nigga going down, sooner or later he going down. It happened much later, which was decades later, so he had a good life. So if he get 100 years, 26 years, or life sentence like me, not wishing it on him, you know what I mean? He got enough memories to let him survive until his dying days. Just like me. You know what I mean? I know this from first experience, so you understand, right? Now, right? Indeed, anyone the smaller person, when you're involved in criminal activity, like I said earlier, the smaller person in the joint is the one that wears the rap. That's why I even use myself in it. If I'm in the car, like I said with Jay-Z, and get pulled over with a gun, I got to claim that. Yo, Jay, you got me and my family, right, my nigga? You know what I mean? Man, I got you, man. Don't even worry about nothing. You know what I mean? I got to take his word for it. You know what I mean? And y'all say, damn, but how you going to take a criminal word for him to do that ain't even claiming his own gun? Because if he don't, then there's also, a reaction to his actions of not honoring his word. And I don't have to say a word other than, but we're not going there. That's why I say don't get involved in the street, because it's not working. You know what I mean? Now, we have to make sure that everyone involved in these hideous crimes take responsibility for their own actions. A lot of people is being silent. And I want to just say this, 50, be real careful, because that girl Daphne Joy, and I might be the first one saying this, but I'm going to say it, that girl Daphne Joy, right, your baby mother, she could throw you in a whole bunch of bullcrap that ain't got nothing to do with Diddy and start her own little, takedown, because now Cassie done laid the road work to show how to get that Diddy stimulus. Cassie laid the road work to show the young ladies and even men like Little Rod how to get the Diddy stimulus out the court with a civil suit. So 50, be careful. Don't piss off Daphne Joy. You know what R. Kelly said best. And yes, I'm using R. Kelly's name. R. Kelly said a woman scorned is the worst thing that you could ever have to be thrust upon you. A woman scorned is the worst thing that you could have thrust upon you. Just so you understand where I'm at. Now, meaning, right, like I said, everybody involved must take responsibility for their own actions. Meaning, if you down for years with people, you know what time it is. So this is for Cassie. And I know a lot of y'all like, Cassie's so innocent. This girl has been with this grown man while she was a grown woman and made choices to allegedly pop pill, use drugs, and be with prostitutes and all this stuff that she alleged in the lawsuit. But she say, my mind wasn't right. I had my mind cloudy. I saw the tapes with y'all at the awards looking like the $1 million couple. Looking like what the heck is his name? The Prince Harry and them. You know what I mean? Them dudes over there in England, how they royal people. That's how Diddy and Cassie looked to me. And she didn't look glossy-eyed or high to me. She didn't even look like she smoked a joint. So at any time, she could have went to anybody at any one of those awards and say, man, you got to get me away from this nigga. He got me choking on nuts and doing all types of things that I don't want to do. Please get me away from this man. She had 11 years to do it. Y'all telling me that she couldn't have figured out a way to do it in 11 years? Let's stop the crap. You know what I mean? Cassie and Little Rob, right? They're going to reap the benefits. Cassie already got her benefits. Little Rod, he going to get paid. Because he laid out enough, we used the word back in the day. He laid out enough fugazi stories. Because I don't dispute that there's a lot of truth to what he said. But I know it's a lot of fugaziness. That means fakeness that was added in it to make sure he get the bag, because the lawyer wrote it up and said, we got to put this to make it sound stronger. This will get us another $5 million. So we're going to put that, that Cuba Gooding tried to grab your genitals. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, we could even put Cuba Gooding in a lawsuit and we could sue him next. So yeah, definitely say that, Cuba grabbed your joint and blah, 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 blah. So Cuba next for us to get the bag out of. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. Every major name that's listed in that lawsuit, if they're not a part of the lawsuit to pay the bag, they're going to go back and get it. Never forget that. You know what I mean? Now, right? Now, all the people around Diddy knew and understood their assignment, including Daphne Joy, including Cassie, and including Little Rod. You knew what your assignment was. This man paid you good, you took the money. Now, shit didn't go the way it's planned. Now, a lawyer got in your ear and said, this is how you get the money. Let's ride a little bit. All right, let's ride a little bit. The same way, when, let's take Drew Hill. the R&B group. Let's take Jodeci. And that's why I respect, what's the boy's name? Boys to Men out of Philly. Big round of applause to Philly. Big round of applause to Philly. All right, relax, y'all. Relax. Let me explain myself. Could I explain myself? I respect Boys to Men because they never let the Europeans come in and tell them to abandon your brothers, the group, and go solo because you make more money by yourself, like they did with Jodeci, Drew Hill, and I think they even did it with the homies EPMD. That's what they do. They try to tell you, well, you get more money by yourself. Why spend it 5 ways with the band when you could just get, do a solo? You're the main one doing it. You don't need them, or they don't have you in the front. You're supposed to be in the front, so we ain't going to do that. Let's show Cassie real quick. Hey, Cassie. You know what I mean? Look, don't she look happy? You know what I mean? Does she look like she was being... Let me get my man off the screen, too, so you can see how good Cassie looking. Now, where does Cassie look high? You tell me where Cassie looked like, Diddy drugged and got to buy a drug leash around her neck, or invisible drug leash dragging her around to do all these crazy things. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to talk about J-Lo in another joint. I'm going to get more into J-Lo, because they're going to bring J-Lo coming all back up into this when Diddy goes down, and they sort through all the evidence that they're rushing through, and it will be a superseding indictment, because after they drop the first one, they start picking up these people and they start flipping. They're going to tell more, and the same way, right? Let me tell you this, right? Because y'all don't understand. I'm going to do a whole video on this, so I'll probably do it right after this and air that tonight, but I'm just going to drop this little note. The same way they went at us for making millions, selling cocaine back in the 80s and 90s, locked us up, took us away from our children, degraded us, and took away the future leaders. Even though we were selling drugs, they knew if we switched it over to legal, we would be Fortune 500 runners. Look at my man, Boy George. 18 years old, making millions selling heroin, allegedly. You understand what I'm saying? They locked him away. If they wouldn't have locked Boy George away and would have gave him a reasonable amount of time for the drug, let's say even 10 years, and he would have came out 30 years old, 28 years old, he would have been able to rebuild his life, and he'll probably own Microsoft right now, or, or iPhone. You know what I mean? But they took away everything that we had back then. They took it away. Took it all away. And locked us up and left our kids out here by themselves, and now our kids out here with no guidance, and then here we go, we have the nerves, or should I say y'all got the nerves, because I'll never say that. We'll say that the new generation is demons. No, they're not demons. They're survivors. They're survivors without a daddy. Not a Diddy, without a daddy, because they locked us all up. And they survived the best way they knew how. The same way they put drugs on every street corner so we could get it. And I'm not making any excuses or mollifying about it. The same way the drugs was easily accessed is the same way the guns is legally accessed now. Well, illegally accessed, but easily accessed. Let me say that. Y'all follow me? This is too deep for you. Because I know y'all don't really want the real, because this is a gangster channel, man. I don't know what you dudes doing, Oh, make sure, I waited so long. Make sure you go check out my new channel. I'm just going to have me driving around New York just to show y'all New York and things like that, right? So that's where we at. Now, you may got to be, the biggest gangster, right? You may got to be the biggest gangster, but ain't no allegations, you know what I mean, of he cipher, monkey cipher supposed to be on you. Ain't supposed to be no he cipher, monkey cipher, label on you. I don't understand it. Well, it is what it is. Now, I'm going to leave it at that. Been on here long enough, but I'm going to, just remember, right, that Harlem, right, we group up at all times to hold each other down. The same way they held OJ down. The same way they held the Kennedys down. When they had that little situation up there at the house that y'all don't even know about. The same way they held Charlie Sheen down, when he was running around allegedly smoking crack cocaine and dealing with hookers. They held their own down. But we bring our own down. You see the difference? Other races hold theirs up, and we bring ours down. Been on here long enough. I just felt like riding. Today is Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And I'm going to break down about how they're gonna take down. They're gonna take down all of our big names in hip hop and entertainment by using Diddy and these tapes. Even if look what they do to TD Jakes. You don't even know if that old man did something. He even said TD Jakes said he's too old to get it up, so he couldn't have been in no freak off. TD Jakes, the preacher, said, "Man, I'm too old. I couldn't even get my joint to stand up. How the hell I'm a freak off with Diddy and some freaks?" You know what I mean? That's what TD Jakes said. But they even bringing a big gospel man down. So that means that any noble is not exempt. You know what I mean? When they want to bring you down and you think you too big. Diddy, you was wrong in their eyes for taking them to court for not putting the proper funding behind your liquor. That's why they left you out to dry. And that's why they done went and got old Cassie. You know, Diddy, see? You see how I got that thing lined up? Let's get it moving. All right, so I'm about to tap out. Been on here long enough. I'm ready to go. Cop the book of Ruin Harlem. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And just remember, I got a new channel over there, Unique Mecca Audio. It's going to be called, I think, Unique Mecca Audio New York City Riding Tour. New York City Riding Tour with Unique Mecca Audio. That's where I'm going. Put in the comments what you think I should use. That's where I'm at with it right now. All right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the road men.